Welcome back, everybody. This is session 5. This is the last session of the course that we're going through today, and we've got some amazing information for you. This session is all about marketing and promoting your book. So by now, after the last course, you would have learned a lot about the interior design, the book cover design, and which platforms you're going to use to actually get your book into the world. And now we're going to find out how we're actually going to get that book promoted and for your audience to actually find it. So Lynn's going to give you some really amazing information.
Thanks, everyone. So marketing and promotion is enormous in itself. Tracey and I are actually going to be developing another course, 5 full modules on marketing and promotion. But this will get you going, what we're sharing with you today. So, and this is why it's so important. UNESCO keeps track of books that are published by country every year. And it's now estimated that over 2.2 million books are published in the world every year. That means you are in a major competition. It doesn't matter what type of book you're writing. Some categories, some types of books obviously are more popular, but you're in competition. So we've shared all along that regardless of which publishing path you chose, you are going to be marketing and promoting unless you hire a publicist yourself. So you got to get it out there. You have to get people to recognize it and to purchase it so they can give you feedback, reviews, and keep the cycle going. So let's start with your book launch. There are so many ways to do a book launch, which we've seen quite creatively over the last year. Lots of things to think about, which I'll put up a slide shortly. But you can do virtual book launches. For example, you can create a Zoom party. Actually, you can create it on any platform. Instagram is doing some awesome things right now. You can create a Zoom party and live stream it to your YouTube channel or to Facebook. And you create it strategically so people sign up for it. You know what their email addresses are. You send them reminders. Everyone is there. And you use that as one example. You can do online. You can do book readings ahead of time. I highly recommend as authors that we give back in some way. So on your launch day, think about making a contribution of your proceeds to a local charity or an organization that you are, committed to. So if you're going to do an in-person event, there's so many ways. Some people like to sell tickets in advance and have door prizes, and there's a meal involved. Some people like to have a drop in, come on in, and there's appetizers. And a certain percent of the proceeds are going to go towards the charity that you're making the contribution to. It's a way of bringing people together in celebration. You can have live music. You can have speakers. You can have other authors to share their work. There's so many different things. But your launch day does not happen overnight. It's a plan. And I highly recommend that you have a launch team. If you have a launch team with different experts, imagine this. Let's just say you have 10 people on your team and everybody has a small little job to do. If all 10 of those people just talk to 10 other people, never mind their whole network, 100 people now know about your book that didn't know about it before. Now think about who's going to be on your launch team. Do you know someone who has some marketing experience? Maybe someone who has designing qualities because you're going to be putting blitzes and blurbs out there, graphics, images to draw people to your launch. So get that team ready. Start to meet with each other on some type of electronic platform. Get it planned and get it going.
One thing about when you set your launch date, just consider not to actually set your date around Christmas or any of the big holidays. The big printing companies and people at Amazon are inundated at that time of year, and you want your book to stand out. You don't want to be just another book on the list. Make sure that you don't have your launch date around those really big holiday times.
Excellent piece of advice. While you are planning for your launch, you're building your credibility and you want to start reaching out to people who are going to help you do that. There are book bloggers. So find a book blogger who does your genre, reach out to them and ask if they'll do a review of your book and post it out for all of their following. They have a lot of people following them for recommendations. And you need to be posting regularly information, tidbits about your site. I'm following one author right now who's putting out a little tidbit, a little hint about her book every day leading up to her launch. So think about all of those unique ideas that are going to draw people. Now, your author website. We're going to take a look in just a minute at Tracey's author website because some people don't have one, but we highly recommend that you do. Your website should be where you put out everything and you bring back everything. So if your website has, if you're going to be blogging, if you're going to be doing an email, if you're going to be selling your books or at least promoting your books online and sending people to a site to buy, your website is an awesome place. You can put everything. You can put your blogs, your emails, your shopping list out there to the world, and you bring them all back to the same place and it flows beautifully. So let's take a look at Tracey's website.
So being that I offer different services, I offer editing and copywriting services, my homepage really focuses on that. But I do have a shop on my website page, which shows the books that are available through Amazon and other outlets. But it doesn't have to be a really expensive task to set up a website or a landing page. You can go through companies like Wix, Squarespace, and or you can employ somebody who can do it for you, but it doesn't have to be an expensive task. You do absolutely need a website or a landing page for your book.
Thanks, Tracey. Just a little tidbit. There are website designers that will set up the main pages for you and then teach you how to operate your own website from the back scene afterwards. So you really have an initial cost, but after that, it's all in your hands. All right, so let's talk about mailing lists. Tracey and I both agree, and there are many people out there that don't agree, that having a mailing list is important. And you start from the beginning. And in marketing and promotion, there's a way to get people to come to your site so they sign up for your mailing list. But the bottom line is the rules on Amazon, on Facebook, all of the other avenues that you have are constantly changing. We'll talk about Facebook in just a little while. If you have people who signed up to your email list, they want what you're giving them, and they are your consistent followers. If they don't like what they're getting, they can unsubscribe at any time. Just be cautious when you set up a mailing list not to send something out every day. In my opinion, once a month is enough. We shouldn't be doing more than once a month. People are not going to be reading them if they get too many emails in their boxes. And I'm sure we can all attest to that to some degree.
We certainly can.
All right, let's jump over to marketing now. So marketing has many, many components. And again, you need a plan, just like you do for your launch day. You have to understand how to target your audience. We're going to demonstrate something for you shortly. You have to draw people to that website of yours, or if you don't have an author website, if you discover, for example, that your main audience is on Facebook, or like someone I know who's about to publish, whose son has thousands of followers on TikTok. She's already got an audience because of it's about a medical condition. So think about that main platform, and you want to be drawing people to that platform. That is a marketing strategy. You have to have an Amazon presence and learn how to advertise online. And there's so many avenues. Marketing media connections, because you want to get out there and have interviews, whether it's on the radio, in your local newspapers, in podcasts. You've got to get that present going. And you have to understand the power of social media. Okay, so to properly market, let's start with categories. Categories and keywords. Why is that important for marketing? Because the people who are shopping on Amazon are typing in a word because it's the type of book they're looking for. And if you set it up properly, they're going to find your book. If you go onto Amazon, according to the country that you're going to be putting your book out on originally. So I'm in Canada and I am at amazon.ca. You go to the left-hand side of the menu and you're going to choose all books and scroll on down and you will see all of the categories. Here they are. Now I have blown up the screen so you can see and shown how you need to go down to the lowest category possible. So we chose books, then we chose children's books, and under children's books, there were many other choices. I chose arts and photography. Under arts and photography, there was music, and under music, there was instruments. What this means is you are competing down here with the least number of other authors. The next category up, you're competing with more and more and more. Books overall is everyone. So the key here is to drill down and choose 3 of those categories all the way down to the lowest that you possibly can. And what a lot of people don't know is you can email Amazon author support and have 7 more categories added, but make sure they are accurate. Otherwise, you are not reflecting your book properly, and you don't want to do that as an author. And choosing keywords is also important, because when you choose the keywords, again, it's called the metadata that is behind your book that help people find. And Tracey, I just wanted to show people how categories and strings of categories actually show up. But talk to us about a tool that you use to help you with your categories and your keywords.
Sure, I use something called KDP Rocket. It's an independent platform, and it really helps to find the best keywords for your book. It also helps to find the best categories for your book. So it's quite easy to work through it. It's I actually have the paid version, but there is a free version as well. And you can definitely choose categories where you know that you're actually going to be seen. So it makes a massive difference.
So in addition to categories and keywords, your book description, it is your pitch. Think of it that way. It should be between 150 and 200 words, no more. Since Amazon only displays the first few lines of your book description, the headline will be visible, and it should be your snappy hook, catch people's attention. Now, I've called up Mark Dawson as an example. He is the author of the John Milton series and several other books. This headline, let's take a look at it. A storm is brewing in the heartlands of America, and John Milton senses something in the air. You're going to see that when you call up the book to take a look at it. And then comes the blurb, and make sure in the blurb you're telling readers what they're going to get from your book. I highly recommend that you look at the bestsellers in the categories of your book, and you want to look at exactly what that author has done. What's the catch? What's the hook? What's the headline? What's the blurb? It will be very helpful to you.
If you can use keywords in your book description, again, that's another great way of connecting with your audience.
Well, let's talk about podcasters now and interviews. Podcasters, some of them are booking 6 months in advance. So do your research, start booking in now, because your launch is possibly a few months away. You want to time it so you're doing your interviews right around the same time as your launch or shortly thereafter, because we're looking for that hype. Bloggers as well. We've already talked about bloggers at the beginning. Book trailers. Take a look at the book trailer on my site, which was developed by my web page designer and myself in collaboration. It's very powerful, and it draws people to my book. And I know that because of the feedback. Well, let's talk about Amazon presence, because I'm Canadian. Tracey, you're in Australia. I did not know about the Amazon author page because it's done in the United States. It's done through Amazon.com. So we're going to take a look now at my Amazon author page. And what is so awesome about this is everything is on your page. If you search your books on Amazon, they're going to show up on different pages. Through the Amazon author page, all of your books are showing up. You can connect your blog. You can upload videos. You can upload your trailers. You can upload images. It's really important. And so when you go shopping on Amazon and you find a book, look at the author page, because there should be one.
When you have your physical book and you want to reach out to your local community, you can get your books out there on consignment or sell and return in your local bookstores. And it's a great way to perfect your pitch. You can go and meet the local community. You can do book signings. You can reach out to all sorts of different retail outlets. It doesn't have to be a bookshop necessarily. It can be a gift shop in your local area. So always think about your pitch, taking your book to local book retailers and getting your book out there in the local community. You may get some great newspaper coverage or something like that if you are active in your community.
Mm-hmm. And think about bulk sales. So I'll give you an example. If your book is about architecture, for example, who might want to buy 100 copies of a book about architecture? It could be an association. It could be a company. It could be a real estate company. Companies give gifts to their employees. So start to think about who you could reach out to for bulk sales. Bulk sales, a lot of people don't think about.
How about advanced reader reviews? What are we going to do with those? You should already have lots of people that have read your book. You should have people that have been giving you reviews along the way. And you can use your reviews on the back cover of your book too. You can also use that on your Amazon page, and plenty of other ways that you can use your reader reviews. As we said, you need to get as many reviews as possible. So just put it out there and get people to give you your reviews. You can also use your reviews on your social media pages. So you can get some great images from platforms like Canva. Canva is a fantastic platform to schedule your social media as well. And put your review in a beautiful little image and put it up on your social media page and people will start becoming interested in what you've got to say.
I love Canva, Tracy. I really do. It's user friendly. Once you've got a template, boom, you're off and running. I love it. Highly recommend both of us Canva to you. Well, let's jump in about advertising. So you can run ads for a very, very low cost. And it's about experimentation. If I can use Facebook as an example, Facebook is phenomenal at targeting, except they've changed their rules. When they change their rules, we have to go and figure it all out again. You can drill down and target your audience based on demographics, behaviors, and interests. And you can say, I only want to target iOS users. I only want to target Apple users. Facebook is an incredible way to run ads. And you can start to experiment with $5 a day. You watch your data, you see how it's going. You don't like that, you run another ad. You can do carousels, you can do videos, you can do single images, and you have to play around with it. It doesn't matter what ad platform you choose to use, you've got to do some experimenting to get to your targeted audience properly. Facebook also allows you, going back to mailing lists, to bring in your email lists from your mailing lists and to retarget those people if they're on Facebook as well. It's a very powerful tool. BookBub is also a great tool. And you should be thinking about BookBub before your launch, because new releases, they have an audience that gets emails every single day based on what they said their interests are. So you can have your book go out as a new release, and it's about targeting audience and authors in your genre when you use BookBub. You can advertise on YouTube. You can advertise on Google. We are going to be demonstrating how to do several of these in our next course as a follow-up to this one. Now, here's a marketing tool that you might be saying, really? It's giveaways. Giveaways. And there are many platforms. We're going to talk to you about Goodreads in a little while. You can give away 20 paperbacks on Goodreads and people sign up for it. You can have 500 people say they're interested in getting your book for free, and 20 people you're mailing it out to, or you can give them an e-copy as well, and it doesn't cost you any money to mail it. But guess what? Yes, you're giving away 20 books, but you now have 480 people who said they are interested in your book. So you're gaining interest. I just got one of the best reviews I could have possibly imagined through a giveaway on Goodreads.
That's fantastic, Lynn.
Well, and the other thing is promotion. So, and there's disputes about, some people will say, put your book on sale for 99 cents for the first week that it goes on sale. I don't agree with that, but you do your research, and if that's what you want to do. But there are times as an indie author that you want to put your book on sale. You want to drop it down to 99 cents. You want to do $2.99. If you want to gain interest in readers, trying to get more reviews, dropping the book for a short period of time is a great way to do it. But you don't have to go out there and find all the sites yourself. We're going to share a link with you. It's called Promotional Sites, where you can actually go on, and these sites already have hundreds of thousands of readers between them. You want to say, I'm going to put it up here, here, here. So I'm putting my book on sale for 99 cents for 2 weeks. I'm now going to put it out to these sites and they're going to tell all their readers about my sale. And some of them are free.
Only some.
All right, and last but not least, let's talk about Goodreads. Goodreads is a platform where it's known for reviews, and we all know that reviews drive sales. So get yourself, as soon as you've got your ISBN, get yourself your Goodreads author page and start to build that platform. Start to follow other people, start to do reviews for other people. We want reviews ourselves, we should be doing them for other authors as well. Think about Goodreads as your platform, and as I mentioned earlier, giveaways, and all that Goodreads has to offer.
Of course, there are Facebook groups, and you can actually get involved with those to get extra reader reviews too. Okay, so we're at the end of the course now. You must have a bit of an overview and an idea of what you can achieve with your book. We're really excited for you, and we really, really hope that you can achieve great things with your book. So thank you for listening. This session was all about promotion and marketing, and keep an eye out for our next course, because we're going to go in depth into promotion and marketing, because there are literally so many pieces of information that we weren't able to give you today that we can give you in our next course. So keep an eye out for that. So with this particular session, you're going to get the PDF as always, and we're going to give you some information about KDP Rocket the tool that will help you to discover your keywords and your categories.
Well, in addition to that, Tracey and I are offering each one of you a half-hour free consultation with each one of us. And we've shared the links for you to book in that time in the PDF that you're going to be getting right at the end of this session. And with that, everybody, get your book published.
Yay! Thank you for
Yay.
joining us on this course, and we really, really hope you have great success with your book.